But when they hear this song, they'll learn there's more to toking. 25,000 different things we can make from it, and if we give it a chance, we'll save the blinking planet. Food, fuel and medicine, necessities for life, a benefit to all of us, our wonder and delight. Within this smelly weed, there's more than meets the eye, so much, much more than smoking, it can cleanse our dirty skies. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed.
Well, would you believe it? It's time for Hemp Works, and today is Casper's birthday. And he's really got the ump because nothing's going right for him, bless him. And to make matters worse, I phoned up the Chippendales this morning to send them round there, and they was going to smother themselves in THC CBD rose flavoured oil, but unfortunately they couldn't go around there today because they're still recovering from last year's escapades. He wore them all out. Apparently they're refusing to go. The beds are broken.
Oh my God, a broken penis, that is a terrible thing to have happen. Oh,
they didn't mention well, Pa was broken. Don't jump the gun.
Oh, okay.
When they mentioned that, I moved away from the conversation.
I forget, Steve. I apologize. I'm just an American girl. What can I say? We just let things just slip out like that, you know. But that would be terrible to bruise one's bits and pieces, so to speak.
Maybe next year they'll pop round. Maybe they'll feel better. Anyway, we better go with our show now. And always, don't forget as well, we've got to mention about at least 20 times after my show is Willie Nelson on the stage.
Yeah! I am so excited. I am so excited to hear this interview.
And we've got another guest as well.
Talk about, wait, can we talk about really sexy redheads? Please, can we talk about really sexy redheads? Okay. You know, yeah. I mean, like, I know that's embarrassing, and he's probably heard it like a gazillion times, but he's just downright sexy. He's a can man. I mean, how could he not be sexy? You know? So, yeah, I can't wait for this interview because love those redheads. Okay, I'm done on that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Casper, do you think of Willie Nelson as a redhead? Do you think along those lines? Or he's a really nice strawberry blonde? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I'll ask my son if that's my answer. I think we've touched on something now.
Oh my God.
Anyway, as well, we got a special guest coming on in the second after the first break. We've got Sue Rosen coming from New York because apparently last night or this morning, whatever sort of time zone you're in, they went legal last night. So we can find out exactly what they think is legal. I'm sure it's not the same as what we think is legal. But anyway, we've got Sue coming on. That'll be interesting, live from New York. So we're all there. So Dr. Beth, how I've missed you, bless you. Now, you've been travelling, haven't you? You've had a right funny old weeks from last week. So last week you was where?
Last week, I was in Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin.
Wow.
This week, I was in Minnesota, and now I have landed in Washington and Seattle.
And that's your new home?
Yes.
Well, welcome to your new home, and I hope they're treating you absolutely lovely because you're a star.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely, most probably the house prices have gone up by a zillion today because you've moved to
Yes, and I think the house prices are going up throughout in those RMJ states for a reason. I think that people are understanding that the economy in those state countries are going to be going up. Now, granted, there are major industries in this area that would necessitate whose salaries and benefits would necessitate higher prices. But I think just in general, you're going to see that those state countries of Colorado and Washington are really going to be doing better. And sociologists need to get in there right now and begin to ask those hard questions so they can find out what it's like to really, how does it really look in an RMJ state? What will it do? We posit these things, Steve, you and I talk about them. But those hardcore, the social researchers really take a look at and ask those questions and come up with the answers. It's amazing. Well, today, when we're ready, I'd love to talk about my travels. It was amazing. Absolutely. There are so many people that I met, very, very interesting people who want to know more about cannabis. It was just amazing, Steve. And how was your week? I have missed you. Oh no,
let's just do yours. I really do want to. Mine is always just one day at a time, and it's all fantastic. And sometimes I just don't believe the week's been a bit odd. Actually, we had it all booked out. All the guests were booked in, and then every day this week we've had to find a guest at the last minute. So we've had a really fantastic week. I've had some really good, interesting content. But we've had to think on our feet a bit this week.
Absolutely.
I want to hear your travels. Tell me about your travels.
I will. I love the Steve and Steve interview. Listeners, before I start, I really want to let you know that you can go into the archives and you can find out. So if you find a corresponding email, sign up for today's guest. It's really important that you know what topic is there. If you cannot listen to a specific show, listeners, go ahead and write the date down. Time for Hemp has these incredible archives that you really want to access for topics, whether it's to share or whether it's just to listen to and be informed on. You can find so much there in those archives. Go and jot it down. Bring it up. When I'm listening now, when I do dishes, when I was unpacking boxes, I could hear your voice, Steve. I could, but it doesn't all have to be Steve's voice, listeners. It could be other programs. I know.
I mean, the hosts are amazing that are on this show. Also, as well, I don't know if you noticed, because I know you've been busy travelling and stuff. The station's just been put up on the front page of Speaker as like sort of the show to listen to. So I think that's a really, that's pretty cool. We're on the front page of Speaker.
That is just awesome.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Rocks on the front page of Spreaker. Yeah.
So that brings us into, because it's quite interesting, isn't it? When you get on the street as such, and you start mingling with the everyday people of the world, or your area or your county or the next county, you get to meet the people. And it seems to be, from my little conversations I've had with you, the word on the street really is now about cannabis, isn't it? From all walks of life. Did you find that?
Absolutely, Steve. First off, to everybody I met in my travels, I want to say thank you. Everybody that asked a question about medical cannabis, about cannabis. Let's just call it for what it is. It's cannabis. It's the questions. Let me go back to the question there. The people that I met. So if you're listening to this, I want to thank you. Now, let me go back and tell this story. From the moment I get into these punitive MMJ states and the non-MMJ states, and all I have to do now is say what I do. Dr. Beth Fisher, I own Senior Medical Cannabis, and suddenly the questions come. And they come like, is it all about smoke? That's the biggest question I get from adults is smoke. And I point out it can be strips, just like, thin under the tongue sublingual strips. It can be tinctures. It can be oils. It doesn't have to be smoke. And even if you want it in flower form, it can be vaporized. It can be used in medibles. It's to get the medicine in you. And when I talk about that, their eyes, I saw a man, tears come to his eyes, and he asked for his wife who was in the middle of chemo treatments. So another man, I got to the airport, and another man helping to check me in was thanking me for being there and working, and not grabbing me, but grabbing me and saying thank you. And this was a gorgeous 30-year-old male. Thank you. And he was thanking me for being there. Even TSA, I mean, I smell like I smell, and nobody's bothering me anymore. Nobody's checking bags, and I've already spoken about going through TSA before with medicine. So it's all these things that go on. It's changing. It continues, Steve, all the way through my travels. I met a woman whose son was receiving treatments for medical issues due to neurological seizures related at the Mayo Clinic. Now, the doctors at the Mayo Clinic apparently really, some of them want to know, probably a third of them want to know, another third are kind of curious, and the other third don't really care. But it's that top third we need to reach. So for advocates who are in the Minnesota area, please contact me. I can get you the names of the doctors that are open to it at the Mayo Clinic, which is, it's an international hospital. And, let's see what we can do. Going back to that story, when I went to tell this mother, shared with this mother that the doctor I know that I trust is Dr. Alan Frankel, and went to, share the contact, she said, no, that's my doctor. And to Clarice, when I come out of the moving phase, I'm going to contact you and we'll keep going. And I want her on the show as a guest, Steve, because she's incredible. Just a mom doing what she can do and doing great things for her son. All her sons, let's just put it that way. But I ended up sitting right next to her in a shuttle seat. So these are not people that I'm having a symposium and speaking with. These are people, these are everyday people. And it kept going down to a sociologist at the UW system who I'm going to be bringing on as a guest, because a lot of these issues have to do with crime and prisoners of war. And we had a great discussion on that, Jorge Martinez. So Jorge and I is going to continue this conversation, because now it does bring into other researchers. It really does, in other non-traditional, non-cannabis areas. But it was an amazing trip. I can go on and on and on. I really could, Steve. It's like your travels, but, I come in as that short little, female coming into places. So who knows? They'll have more fun with you, but I'll get that information.
No, not at all, because it's the content that really, it is the content that we're talking about. Yeah, this is what people are really listening in. And maybe they look at us because we're looking the part. We're looking healthy and happy, dare I say. I mean, it can't have been that happy. And I know you went through a couple of states where you couldn't get medicine, which we spoke about last time, which is obviously a major problem. Yeah, that needs to be addressed. Because how can a medicine be legal in one state and then not another state, or vice versa into countries? That's ludicrous. Yeah, and as you said, we discussed this about the tourist industry, and as you were saying today, it'd be interesting to see next year the house prices, how much they've increased by, and maybe the colleges. Because families want to move there because the college is doing better. So the knock-on effect 12 months down the line, once they start getting some of this data in, I think it's going to be pretty staggering.
Absolutely. And for researchers, let me just say this, Steve. Researchers who are considering looking at cannabis issues, and you're having issues of putting your name, because you know that if you make that choice, that you could be possibly limited in your academic ventures, please go ahead and contact me at seniormedicalcannabis@gmail.com. We can help you get your data out and published without revealing your name. And that's part of what we do at Senior Medical. And when you are ready, researchers, when you are ready to come out, we will make sure that those changes take place online so that you will be able to get the credit for what you've been doing. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be important, isn't it? Because if I was a researcher, this is not because of, I think just as pure research, it must be one of the most exciting fields to be in at the moment. And I've certainly heard a couple of researchers actually say that, so I'm quoting from them, that they felt very, very excited that they was researching in this cannabis in general. Yeah, I mean, we've got the big World Hemp Symposium coming up in Slovenia in August, and it's grown. So, I mean, not a lot of people know about it. It's in its 20th year, and year on, year out, it's been growing and getting stronger. But the last 2 years have gone through the roof. Yeah. This time it's a 4-day symposium, and possibly they reckon up to 17 million people will be downloading it through the Ustream and other channels. That's a phenomenal amount of people. So all sides of this industry to be involved in it and to be a researcher in it must be fantastic, because all this new stuff they're learning.
It really is, Steve. And listeners...
Right. Sorry, I can do this. We've gone over the break. We need to be very tight. Really.
I love it when I miss a break.
Happy birthday, Casper.
Happy birthday, Casper.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
medicinal, it's pure, and it helps to ease the pain. And if you're feeling down, my friend, it'll pick you up again. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed. A miracle to life. Say goodbye to trouble and strife. A gift to the world. Let the cosmic truth be told. Rationality, liberality.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
We're hot off the press, as they say.
Yes, hot off the press. It just came.
Right.
And I was waiting
Hey,
for the
right.
phone to ring, and I was like, wow. I was watching
Listen,
it live.
right.
How am I doing?
You're live.
We are live. We are live. We are live. Now, listen, people. This is live. This is what Time for Hemp does. Okay, we're live, and we're going live now to New York to a very respected friend of mine now called Sue Rosen. She's been on the show. I'm not going to give you all her details because we've got some news coming in direct from New York. Hi, Sue. How you doing?
Hi.
You got some good news for us?
Yes, we do.
Spit
New
it
York
out.
bill S7923 passed. Ayes 49, nays 10. The title of the bill is the Act to Amend Public Health Law, the Tax Law, the State Finance Law, of course, the General Business Law, the Penal Law, and the Criminal Procedure Law in relation to medical use of marijuana and providing for the repeal of such provisions upon expiration thereof. Yay.
Right,
Finally.
what's that say in English?
Now,
Sue?
okay, in English, what this means is we have the beginnings of a medical marijuana program in the state of New York. And I actually have the bill right in front of me.
Wow.
It's about 10,000 pages long because I printed it out this morning. In a nutshell, I'll explain it to you because I did watch the governor with his extended negotiations yesterday.
And what government is this? Do we need
This
to
is
give him a
Governor
big shout out?
Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what he has here is this is what he said yesterday. He negotiated, what he wanted, and actually what he wanted was the no smoking clause. Okay, so right now how this program will start out will be edibles, oils, and I guess most likely vaporizers. The authority is in the hands of the Department of Health. They will decide the number of diseases, the Department of Health, which I'm pleased about that, but there is no advisory board. I would love to see an advisory board with healthcare professionals on it, but maybe it's better to start out this way, knowing the politics in New York. Let me see. It's going to be a strict penalty for any docs, that write out a script for somebody that really doesn't need it, but that's more. It can be suspended. The governor does have the ability to suspend it upon recommendation from the state health commissioner, who's the Department of Health, and the state safety commissioner. And that would give the governor total authority to suspend if need be. He said yesterday it would pass the Senate floor, and as we can see, it did, even though they took all day to do it. Let's see. What else did he say? Oh, he explained, there was a little bit of confusion about decriminalization in New York City. And what he explained was his position on that was because of the stop and frisk law that they had in New York City.
Yeah.
He said that would be decriminalized because if you stop and frisk somebody and you pull some weed out of their pocket, okay, then it's in public view. That's a crime. So he was not supporting decriminalization, just that piece of it. But stop and frisk, they've been stopping. Anyway, okay, so again, the doctors, can only administer as usual. They'll write a script, patient certification for their own use. They can't share it, the usual. Yeah. They're not sure about how much is going to be grown, because they don't know how many patients are going to enroll. They have they have 5 organizations, and they'll have satellites, and cultivation will only occur within the New York State borders.
Okay.
No outside. They can expand, of course, how much we need. Let's see. It's still a class 1, okay, which still puts it in the, morphine kind of way. I did listen to one of the state senators. She got up and she said she didn't want another epidemic like heroin, which I thought was really bizarre to say. But anyway, really, like what part of life does she not get? And who elected her? And as I was following along, I asked that question: who elected her? Anyway, there's also, the plan education program that the docs have to take a course. That's not a big deal, and even though people misunderstand that, anytime in medicine, you must, when there's a change, be certified, take the course. Usually it's something like, online or what have you, however they do it.
I'll jump in there, too, right? That's the medical cannabis. That's Mary Lynn and that. They've got a course going for all that, so... Yeah, that's already in place. They can do that via video links, I think, or something. But Mary Lynn and Al from the medical cannabis people, I'm sure that they can be involved in that. Sorry to butt in. That was just me off there. We got a break at 38. Can I bring Dr. Beth in as well? Dr. Beth?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you listening to this?
Hi, Dr. Beth. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sue. How are you doing?
Okay. Long 2 days of waiting and watching.
Well, that is wonderful. Listeners, I'm going to tell you, I did a quick search. This is where the news is the hottest because mainstream media does not have this information, just like you said, Steve. Here's a case where we've broken news how many times on this issue of cannabis research. Later, we've had Rachel Maddow review the same research a week later. You're reporting, Sue, and you're sharing the news on minutes old, listeners, that New York State has passed their own version, for right or wrong, MMJ laws. You're going to hear it maybe by the end of the day. You might be listening to it on mainstream media, maybe, but you heard it here first. Yeah. So, and
I haven't heard a thing on mainstream media yet.
Well, you're
okay,
famous,
and I live in New York.
You've broken the news from New York. You're going to go down in history, girl. For many things.
I sure will.
Be one of them. This is the girl that broke the news from New York City. Whoa! Frank Sinatra, sing us another song, baby.
That's right. Congratulations, Sue, because you did break the news. This is incredible. It's an incredible day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth,
Sue, tell us. Go ahead, Steve.
I bet Sue's had a hand in some of this as well, that she doesn't care to admit to. It's people like Sue that get these laws changed. Hey.
I have a vowel at the end of my name. Is that what you're insinuating?
So, Sue, I have a question for you, though. Tell me about the climate in New York when you've been in and you've been watching and with people as an activist. You're more than just behind the computer. You're out and you're meeting and you're working. What's been the energy level of activists, and were there any protesters on this? Go ahead.
Nope, no protesters that I've seen for against, except for some of the groups where they wanted a better program. They were hoping that this would be voted down. It's a it's a beginning. But of course, my main focus was with the parents, and I stayed within that group more because they have too many questions. They don't understand the whole procedure. When the governor said that he was not going to mandate the insurance companies, to pay for the medicinal marijuana, they of course thought, well, the pot docs, they were talking about pot docs, and it was very important to explain to them, what a physician is. They're not pot docs, they're specialists, and they're taking care of sick people. And what he is saying, he's not mandating the prescription itself to be paid for, which is not unusual here in our climate right now. You know that. But I think there's a lot of excitement because right now my page is blinking and blinking and blinking. So I'm happy for them. I'm really happy. I'm happy to see some of the disease entities that were covered. I'm glad that the Department of Health has the ability to add on which disease entities need to be on, because things like hepatitis C, which I have, and we share together, is not on here. And I would hope it would be. But the way that the provision is written, it says anything that has that can alleviate the pain and suffering of New Yorkers afflicted with serious illnesses, yada, 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 and it goes on and on and on. So you can, there's always a go-around with that. They don't have to specifically name. But who they did name was cancer, positive status for HIV or AIDS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, damage to the nervous tissue of the spinal cord with objective neurological indication of intractable spasticity, epilepsy, inflammatory bowel disease. That's one I was surprised about. Neuropathy, Huntington's disease, or as added by the commissioner. And then there's the next section says, and if any of the following conditions where it's clinically associated or a complication of would be wasting syndrome, severe or chronic pain, severe nausea, seizures, severe or persistent muscle spasm, or such conditions as added by the commissioner. So I'm kind of comfortable with that. I know that some people are disappointed that you can't smoke it. Let's get past that,
Yeah.
This is the beginning, at least.
Okay, so Sue, I have two more questions. Were in the provision in the bill, did they allow for home cultivation? And then secondly, tell me, are they accepting of alternative forms, meaning that it's just not the flower included, it's medibles, it's concentrates? Can you address those two? I think I heard an answer to the first one.
Yeah, they the first one they haven't. The second question is the edibles. Yes, the edibles, the oils, just not the plant to smoke.
Okay, then how many do you know? How many plants were allowed in the home cultivation? And then the other question is are they going to allow for personal vaporization or for personal medication devices on the body? Those are the big things that listeners need to understand.
What I'm getting out of this bill, and again, it's very long to read, is that if they're going to allow vaporization, they have to allow for the, for the apparatus. As far as any home growing, they're not allowing that.
They are, or they are not?
They are not.
Oh.
They are not. Because they don't want it smoked.
No.
Okay. Then, Steve, that comes without home cultivation. We know that where's their good medicine, patients' really good medicine going to come from? Yeah. Is this going to look like the New Jersey side, just over the side of the bridge? Is it going to be held back? And my other concern is with the governor's veto power. At what point is that control going to be taken away? So we're really glad, listeners, we're ecstatic that New York has passed this bill into law. That still those major changes and major questions know that they really set the underpinnings for positive cannabis policy growth. And remember, listeners, this is based on articles we've gone over. Is home cultivation is a big issue, and the other was what are other forms and personal medication issues. Can you carry your vape pen with you? Can you carry medibles without being pulled over and arrested for that reason? So, Sue, what do you think of that?
I believe that you cannot be harassed by the feds. And let me tell
Ladies,
you what this bill says.
Unfortunately, I've got to break in. We've got to take the next break because, as I say, we've got Willie coming on and Casper's got technical details. We got pretty sharp today. So I'm going to go for it.
Okay, but we are concerned about the Jersey thing.
Do you want to stay on after the break, Sue?
Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP cardholder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor, so come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax. And burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
Rationality, liberality, open out your minds. The sun is closing in and we're running out of time. There's no point in worrying, no wondering what to do, cause the answer's in the colour green, it's shining through and through. Cannabis, cannabis, we'll save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis, it's a very useful weed.
Thank you, Tony Macaroni.
Thank you. And don't forget, Casper, at the end of the show, don't play that tune. I don't want that Willie Nelson nicking my tune and making some country music out of it, you know. I know he's good and all that, but like, hands off the Tony Macaroni tune, Willie. That's not country, man. That's the real stuff.
Willie, don't listen to him. He doesn't.
Willie, don't listen to me.
Willie is so well-rounded. He could do it all. All he could do. Yeah. All right.
Willie, stick to playing Dixie, man. You're good.
Yeah, we love you, Tony Macaroni. We love you, Willie. Woo.
By the way, Willie, if you want to do a duo with Tony, he's a really good entertainer.
You know what?
He's well known, Tony.
There you go. All right, Steve, how about what's your shout out today, too?
Always Hemp Works, charityuk.com, and I want to get back to listening to what Sue's got about New York.
Okay. Penal code. I found it in the bill. Here it is.
Right. Well,
misdemeanors. If the person that has the medical marijuana transfers it to somebody who is not authorized to possess it. Okay, so that would be a Class A misdemeanor for the patient or caregiver. Really, that's about it. The most of it is on the docs, that they comply with the law. And that's not unusual. Right now they are playing New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. I have the volume down. Yeah. Let me see. And all the moms that came to the State Assembly today with their little autistic babies are clapping, and you can see the kids. So that's good. It's good. We don't want it to turn into a New Jersey. Jersey is a nightmare, and everybody knows that. So we have all collectively said that we will keep close eye on this program. This is not going to be like the folks in Jersey that didn't keep a close eye on the program. I don't know what they're. I guess they're keeping a close eye on the bridge. I don't know, but we're going to keep a close eye on this program and make sure that it works. This is election time, so Governor Cuomo has been has thrown his hat again to be reelected as a governor. And then we have the presidential nominees coming up. So I don't know whether he's going to throw his hat in for that. I would imagine he will. He needs to stay on the good side because the voters, at least the voters in New York, told him to piss off if you don't do something. Wow. Oh yeah, very loud and strong. Very loud and strong. You can find it all over LinkedIn. You can find it, everywhere. So I think that's a plus. And then we have Cory Booker, our Senator Cory Booker, and Rand Paul. Now, Rand Paul is from Kentucky, and he is a Republican. And then we have Cory Booker. Cory Booker is the former mayor of Newark, New Jersey, which is, a place very near and dear to my heart.
Steve, let me interrupt for a second, Sue. Steve, Cory's one of the good guys. Okay.
Yeah. We love Cory.
Yeah.
And both of them have teamed up to make sure that the feds don't screw up these programs. So they have just put out another a surety to reiterate, that there will be no interference from the feds until the feds change their mind and, make everything legal.
And, of course, with the feds now, they've had the central funding taken away, haven't they, for raids and things. That's something that happened.
And what really sucks is that, even though we have this, okay, so this all happened, hooray, 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 but then we have our federally funded hospitals that can't dispense if you become a patient and you have a prescription because their funding will be pulled back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, that's kind of screwy. I don't get that. I really don't.
When does all this take place, by the way? The bill's been passed, so when does this come into force?
This is today.
Today. So as from today.
So, by the time they get together and they get all their peas in their pods and what have you. You figure it's going to take a good 18 months for them to really be on ground. What do you think, Dr. Beth?
Well, I think it's going to unfold like it's going to unfold, and the closer you are to other states, you're going to be more reflective of what you're going to do. It's just the nature of diffusion, of sharing information and sharing geographic lines. You know, and I see out of this, I see that we've talked about before, this cannabis candidate coming out. And I think that in cases where you're having really good politicians, like Elizabeth Warren saying no to things and standing up and doing the right thing, you're going to see more of these candidates come out and say this is the right thing, and then running on that platform. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. You know, like I said, it's election time, so you know, people are watching and people are going to vote accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think the most important thing to do, Sue, in your circles is I think the candidates should be taking a drug test. I really do.
Yeah,
Steve and I are in agreement on that one, right?
Yeah,
Steve?
certainly. I think
there
that.
You go, Steve. Tell her about it. Tell her what we think.
I think all politicians really they should come under these drug test laws. Certainly my lot in Westminster, because they're on drugs. They definitely are. The policies they're making up.
That's right. If you take a drug test, you should. Where's your THC? I want to see it, because if you really are an advocate, if you really believe in cannabis as medical or as recreational, then you're going to see it in the test. So the posers out there, I think that just eliminates them right now. You can talk the talk, but are THC in the way you need to be doing?
Yeah. No, they cannabinoid deficient.
That's an interesting concept. See, I think they should all be on welfare.
Yeah. If
right?
they're cannabinoid deficient,
that's how they should be paid.
Now. We need the cannabinoid in our system to get our endocannabinoid system up and running. When our endocannabinoid systems are up and running, we're fully functional. Why would we want to elect politicians to lead us that are not fully functional? It's like a health test. We're not going to elect a politician who's got emphysema and gout and just about ready for a heart attack. We wouldn't do that.
Exactly, Steve. You're right on there. Right on there, Steve. Steve, let's take good care of our guests. Sue, any shout-outs today?
I just want to shout out to Troy from Normal in Long Island.
Yeah, Troy, she does go for it. Sorry.
Does a great job with reiterating a lot, with the support of senators. But really, the shout-out should go to the parents in New York, because the face of cannabis is the children.
Yeah. Yeah. First call, like on a ship. Women and children first.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sue. All right. I haven't done mine for a while, so I'm going to give a big shout out to everybody I met on my travels. You are incredible. Please continue to email me at seniormedicalcannabis@gmail.com for questions. We just support you so much. We are here for you. And that's it, Steve.
And don't forget how they contacting you, Doctor. Now you've got a new address. How do they contact you?
Well, just email me at seniormedicalcannabis@gmail.com. And now I am on Pacific Coast time. So Steve, you and I, when you're up, I'm asleep. But we can do this. We just let me unpack those boxes, honey.
You know it. But what, if they're in your neck of the woods, you got an office there now?
Oh yes, I'm in Seattle. I'm looking at boxes and
I'm sure it's interesting. But what's your actual address of the office so that people can come and see your boxes?
Oh no, not yet. I'm not ready for company yet. Oh no way.
Well, look, anybody who's got a spare pair of hands that knows where Dr. Beth's moved to, go around and give her a hand. Help her unpack.
Oh yeah, no. Bring me the kind of flowers I like.
Well, there you go. The same. It's all a helping hand.
Dr. Beth, my son Bobby lives in Seattle.
There you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we're sending him around.
Yeah, he's been there for 14 years.
So he likes it. That's great. That's great. Well, to everybody in the Seattle area, especially the cannabis women I'll be meeting with, that's it. I'll be seeing you soon.
We've got a 2-minute shout down now, right? And then the big Steve Bloom with Willie Nelson's on. Yeah!
Absolutely.
But they didn't get breaking news from New York like Sue gave us. New York, it's legal. Yeah! Party time!
It's time. It's time. I see these celebrations. I do see them, listeners, as growing, with each state. I think that first there were quiet whispers of celebration, but I think as each state, each country goes, you're going to be seeing celebration days. And as you had 4th of July, you might have it'll be the day of signing, or it'll be go back to roll those celebrations into 420. Days to say this is our time that we received. We helped endow the right to free the weed, and listeners, that's truly what it's about: is to free the weed.
Every town.
There is a cannabis parade. Can I interrupt? There's a cannabis parade.
Sue, I just want to let you know that Casper's has given us the 2-minute time. And
okay. Cannabis parade, June 24th.
There you
go.
June 24th.
New York City, Wall
New York
Street.
City. It's going to go green. It's going to be like St. Patrick's Day without St. Patrick. New Yorkers, throw your butt out the window. I shall be there to collect it.
Okay.
Don't do the shamrocks this year.
Let's do a good law.
Throw the butt out the window.
Let's not do a law that doesn't help patients. Let's do a good law in New York.
Hey, well, we better wrap it up. We clear the airwaves. We let Casper press some more buttons, and we can all tune in and listen to the great one and only Willie Nelson, who apparently,
Willie coming on.
I believe, he smoked dope at the White House. There's an urban myth that he done that on the roof.
He did with Jimmy Carter's brother.
There you go.